Hey everyone, I recently started playing hardcore classic WoW again, and I had an absolutely ridiculous idea. We've all seen hardcore challenge runs of every kind, but what if the biggest enemy wasn't the mobs, but it was your internet connection? Today I'm going to play World of Warcraft exactly like many players had to when the game launched in late 2004, over a dial-up modem. Or, well in my case, a blazing fast 33.6K connection. And yes, this is a real modem connected to a retro dial-up ISP I built specifically for this project. I'm actually dialing in just like it was in 2004. That means not only is my latency going to be absolutely terrible, but I'm also limited by just how much data can travel across that connection at any given time. So this should make for a pretty authentic 2004 experience. So while broadband was becoming more common, a surprising number of people, especially here in the United States, still didn't have access to DSL or cable. For many people, dial-up wasn't a choice, it really was the only option. While broadband was becoming more common, a surprising number of people, especially here in the United States, still didn't have access to DSL or cable. For many people, dial-up wasn't a choice, it really was the only option. It reminds me of a friend who lived about 20 minutes from me. He desperately wanted to play World of Warcraft, but dial-up was all he had. Grouping with other players was incredibly difficult because of the lag, so he spent most of his time playing solo and dying a lot. Despite that, he stuck with it for nearly 2 years until broadband finally made its way to his area. So today, I'm going to put myself back in his shoes and see what the World of Warcraft experience really was like over dial-up. Join me as we relive one of the most painful ways to play World of Warcraft. Alright, let's get started. So first things first, we need to make sure that this machine has absolute bare minimum amount of things actually trying to connect out to the internet for this to go through as successful as we can. First things first, let's just take a look in the bottom system tray, make sure you've got nothing open except for the necessities. In this case, I've got just the Battle.net app open, so that should be good. Next thing I'm going to do is we're going to go to Start, we're going to type in Control Panel, and then we'll select the Control Panel. Let's go to Network and Sharing Center, and then we'll go to Change Adapter Settings in the left, and then just to ensure that we are strictly going to be using the modem for the connection, I'm going to disable my network adapter on my machine, and now that's disabled, I'm going to close out of this, set up a new connection or network, connect to the internet, click Next, I'm going to select Dial-Up, and then I'm just going to input my information here, and then we will now connect, and now we wait for the magic to happen. Verify the username and password. It's going to test our connection real quick. Alright, we're ready to rock and roll. You can click on dial-up connection, close out of that. So as you can see, we're actually also crippled because we're not getting a full 56K connection, or it would probably max out at 52 in reality. But we'll just give this a little bit longer before we continue on. We're probably going to see some oops errors here as it's trying to load stuff in, but it's not loading it fast enough. That's perfectly fine. So I'm going to click the play button and hit the start button at about the same exact time. So I had 2 seconds on there. Try this one more time. Alright, so technically 2 attempts was 5 minutes. Kind of muddies the water a little bit, but at least we're in. So let's continue on. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to reset it. I did make a character on here to play as before I did the dial-up connection. So let's see how long it takes to go from the character screen into the actual game. Let's see what happens here. And that's actually surprisingly fast. See how things end up looking here.
The
Did see one person moving around in the world for a brief moment. Not seeing any guards. Then again, I can't remember if you can actually see guards as the camera is loading through here. Oh, yeah, there is one guard. I do see some NPCs. And there goes a player. And another one going down the path. See some Defias.
To the Grand Alliance. Backed by their stalwart allies, the armies of Stormwind have been called away.
I'm actually very surprised at how well it's loading in the
with the armies gone,
enemies and whatnot right now.
Now falls to its proud citizens. You must defend the kingdom against the foul mongrels that encroach upon it, and hunt down the subversive traitors who seek to destroy it from within. Now is the time for heroes. Now humanity's greatest chapter can be told.
Well, the ultimate test is going to be actually playing it and seeing how it all goes. I'm going to full screen this so it's easier to see. That's better. Alright, let's take a look at our latency. So currently 200 milliseconds. So just to let you all know, 1,000 milliseconds is 1 second. So it just jumped up to 1837, so it's 1.8 seconds. Not exactly the best. Let's take a gander here.
How are you? See you around.
I mean, people are walking around. I mean, well, that person's stuck. Latency sticking, I guess we can call it. Could be worse. Let's see. Then again, this isn't a super highly populated area. Any day now.
Need help?
I did click him, so we're just waiting. Oh, yep. Someone just blinked into existence here. This is definitely a little painful. .6 seconds. I'm expecting this is going to start reading worse and worse. Complete. Accept. See, now that wasn't too bad. It had a chance to catch up. 3.8 seconds.
You need something? Have a good one.
Took a little bit to move the Hearthstone.
Good day to you. Safe travels. See you later.
So it definitely ebbs and flows with how it reacts here. 3.6. I'm definitely not worried about the yellow enemies, but red ones are definitely going to be, it's going to be a little tricky. 3.6 still. At some point I'll engage the wolf here. Oh, yep, there we go. Wrong position. 5.7 seconds for latency. That person just blinked out of existence. If they're still around, I might as well thank them. 7.2 seconds for latency. I'm sure to anyone else who's watching me in-game attack all these enemies. They're probably questioning if I'm some sort of a bot in training here. 8 seconds. I've got auto loot enabled, so it should be auto looting once the packets actually make it back and forth here. 8.2 seconds. This is currently worse than I was expecting. Ooh, new pants. See how long it takes for me to actually loot them and equip them. 7.8 seconds. Really maxing out that pipeline, trying to pick up those 3 items. One thing that could be kind of muddying our water here with how bad it is in this section is that there's just so many mobs. And it's the coordinates being fed in for their movement that is potentially really maxing out the pipeline. Let's see how long this takes. "17 seconds to equip an item." Perfect. .5 seconds. Looks like it caught up for a brief moment. You know, one thing I'm curious on, let's take a look at the options. Let's go to graphics. And I'm curious if I can set the draw distance to be lower. Let's see here. Ground clutter, environment detail. Let's drag this all the way down. I don't think ground clutter is going to really help, but let's do it. Now that is a very smooth ground. Okay, let's take a look. .5. I also just realized I started the fight with a level 3 when I'm still level 1. But then again, this is the starting area, so there is some hope. There we go, level 2. It's quite the achievement. 9.8 seconds. The real achievement is going to be if I actually manage to get any bags to actually drop. 10 seconds. So theoretically, everything I'm doing is 10 seconds in the past. Like this person running and that person and them attacking potentially happened 10 seconds ago. Let's see, we're still at 10.7 seconds. Well, the real question is, how long can a hardcore character actually survive like this? I'm going to find out in the next video. But hopefully you enjoyed this unfortunate struggle I just put myself through to connect up to WoW and see how it all works on dial-up. I hope you found this video to be entertaining. I would appreciate it if you like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you want to see some other extreme dial-up challenge of sorts. Anyhow, until next time, take it easy.